we all know, Veterans Park, Shipping Place, it's been a very busy area for us as a precinct and as a community. On average, I've been running the stats for this area every month, and then I do an annual comparison, and it looks like we're somewhere between 1,200 and 1,400 calls a year, calls for service a year, generated just out of this 4-block radius range. So between 1,200 and 1,400 calls of service a year. That's a huge drain on police resources, and it's also telling us that we have too much stuff going on in this small area. One of the things that any one of us would know just from trying to go to the bank or Rite Aid, there's always somebody asking you for money, there's always somebody passed out on a bench, there's always something that is distracting from the actual beauty of this area. Because if you come in here during certain times of the day, aesthetically, this is not a bad looking area. And it's a shame that some people are ruining it for those of us that want to enjoy it. And even though I only work here, I want to be able to enjoy it just as much as a patrol officer does in Towson when they get to go to some place where they're working. So that's why I'm kind of vested in this. Last year I went to a conference for community crime prevention and control. Some of the topics we discussed were crime prevention through environmental design, and a little acronym for that is SEPTA. And what that theory is that what you do is you try to reorganize the area and sometimes change the landscape to make illegitimate activity, one, not convenient for those conducting the illegitimate activity, like drug dealing in the middle of the park, consuming alcohol to the point that they're puking on themselves and the person on the bench next to them. It's no shock to come over here in the summer and see flies, vomit, fecal matter underneath the pavilion here. A few years ago somebody thought, well, why don't we just take the pavilion down? Obviously not other people, they weren't in favor of that, and why should we give up some of the nice things we have because other people are ruining it? But we did learn that we have to change some things about the accommodations that we're giving these, I guess we call them leeches, you know, that these people that are ruining our neighborhood. So we did a couple studies, came up with a bunch of ideas. The